Hello everyone. Today I would like to show you some Heroku provisioning and Google Calc with Neo4j. We're going to create an application on Heroku. We will add Neo4j provision to it. We will add data to it so we don't have to create it. We will create a custom Ruby app to create a forwarding endpoint to it, and we will access this via Cypher and Google Calc over the internet. So let's get started. I have my demo folder here. I have made a little template project, but let's make a new one. Let's call it PN demo. Go there. We will do the usual stuff. Git init, Heroku apps, create PN demo. That is what it will be called on the Heroku end. Let's check that we got that. This is my Heroku account and we got it. Nice. Sounds good. Now let's provision a Neo4j instance to it. Heroku add-ons add Neo4j. This will provision a new Neo4j instance for this app on the Neo Technology hosting infrastructure. This is soon to be released. This is right now the beta program, so you can get into it too. So let's see how long it takes. It takes a little while to spin up that instance, and I hope we get it pretty soon. Here we go. So now we have to refresh the page and we will have the add-ons in there, for instance the Neo4j instance. Very nice. We actually get access to the web admin URL, so we can see the familiar web admin interface of Neo4j. Right, so let's do a simple Cypher query. Sounds good. Okay, let's go back and see what we can do. Now I want to provision some data. We can actually download files and upload files that are data stores. So the backup is here. What I will do is to take a prepared data set, the birdies, a little Twitter app, and upload it. That's very much a zipped data directory of Neo4j. So let's upload it, and meanwhile we can do the application. So now we want to provide a custom endpoint so we don't have to give out credentials. We will copy a little example project I have done and look at the data. Here we have the config file. It's just a Sinatra application that runs on myapp.ruby. This app has one endpoint, the post raw Cypher endpoint, that just forwards the query to our REST endpoint for Neo4j, this one, and it will deliver back anything that gets back. So it's just a forwarding, but we don't have to give out credentials and we can keep the URL secret. Nice. We now will add this to the application. We will commit it and we will push it. So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, we can look at our little database again, and we now see, oh, there's data in it. Nice. If we do the same thing now, start and say the second node, then we see, oh, this is a category node, users. Nice. Can actually drive around in it. You see, okay, that is cool. The domain model is that we have users, we have tags, and we can then, now it's a bit hard to see now, and we have users that are tweeting with tags, right? Nice. Let's go back and see what happened. Nice, we actually got a rack application. So now let's see if we can access this with some data. Start and node, the same query again, and we send it to http pn-demo.heroku.com/raw cipher. Nice, we got a node representation back and can of course now say, oh, let's get the category stuff as a table, right? That sounds good. First mission accomplished. We have an open endpoint for the cipher query. Okay, our custom endpoint seems to work. Now let's go to Google Spreadsheet. We have done a couple of endpoints and JavaScript endpoints in Google AppScript, which amongst others give you a post request to a cipher endpoint and a cell function that extracts stuff from JSON. So let's use that. I've constructed a little spreadsheet. Here's the cipher endpoint that we just created. Here's a little parameter, and here's a cipher query that will look up the users in an index. It will traverse to the user's friends, traverse tags and tweets, and return friend ID, tag name, and count for everything. And it will only extract 10 of them. Okay, let's use that. We will get the JSON results in this cell. So let's do a cipher command, taking this cipher query and this HTTP endpoint. Let's see what happens. Here we got the result as a JSON table, and the other one is the cell. We could of course have a nested cipher call here directly, but let's make it a bit easier. We will lock this to we will lock this to this cell. We will take the row counter -2 for the row in the table, so we get a 0 for this one, and we will have it use this as the column heading that it is looking for. Okay, here we got something. Actually, we might change that. We are in 4th row, so this should be the one. Cool. Let's lock some of this, and even this one. And then we can use the power of spreadsheets to expand this. Change this, drag it over to retrieve the other columns, and drag it down to retrieve the rest. Now we actually have the means to create a chart, so let's do that. Let's do a bar chart, put it in here, drag it a bit in the middle, and then change the parameter. Let's look for Marco Rodriguez of Gremlin fame. Here we go. This was a small demo of how to use custom cipher queries from Google Calc against a running Neo4j instance on Heroku. Thank you all, and may the business dashboards be with you. Bye!